Imagine waiting 28 long years, a whole generation growing up without ever seeing their country play on football's biggest stage. Now picture the other side, 40 years of waiting, 40 years of heartbreak and hope. Welcome to Total Football Nexus. Today, we are diving deep into a World Cup match that was not just a game, it was a brutal collision of history, emotion, and pure, unfiltered drama. Norway versus Iraq, Group I, FIFA World Cup 2026. On paper, one team had the most feared striker on the planet. The other had the undeniable power of a nation desperate for glory. But what actually happened on that pitch left the entire world speechless. Did Iraq pull off the impossible? Or did the Norwegian machine finally awaken? Stick around, because the final few minutes of this match feature a twist so cruel, no Hollywood writer could have scripted it. As the referee blew the starting whistle, the tension was thick enough to cut with a knife. Norway did not come here to play safe. They took the ball and they took absolute control. Martin Odegaard, the maestro in the midfield, was pulling strings like a grand master playing chess. Every pass, every movement had a deadly purpose. Iraq was backed into a corner instantly, fighting just to breathe. And then, the 29th minute arrived, the moment the football world had been holding its breath for. Erling Haaland, the man, the myth, the goal-scoring cyborg, was finally making his World Cup debut. A beautiful, sweeping attack developed rapidly on the left flank. David Moller-Wolf delivered a cross so perfect it was begging to be hit. And who else but Haaland? With the cold-blooded finishing he's known for, he buried the ball into the back of the net. 1-0 to Norway, their first World Cup goal since 1998. The stadium erupted. It felt like the floodgates were about to open and wash Iraq away completely. But if you thought Iraq was just going to roll over and accept their fate, you were dead wrong. 10 minutes later, in the 39th minute, something incredible happened. Against the heavy run of play, Iraq launched a counterattack that caught Norway completely off guard. Amir Al-Amari looked up and sent in an absolute beauty of a cross. The experienced Iraqi striker Aymen Hussein rose higher than anyone else in the box. Boom! A magnificent header that gave the Norwegian keepers zero chance. 1-1. Absolute madness in the stands. This was only the second World Cup goal in Iraq's entire footballing history. The underdogs were roaring back to life, and suddenly Norway looked vulnerable. The momentum had completely shifted. Iraq was playing with the heart of a lion, and it looked like they were going into the halftime break totally equal with a massive European powerhouse. But football is a cruel, unforgiving game. Just when you think you are safe, one single mistake can destroy everything. What happened exactly 4 minutes after Iraq's historic goal? A catastrophic error that would change the destiny of both teams forever. We will uncover that devastating moment right now in Part 2. Welcome back. The clock was ticking toward halftime, the 43rd minute. Iraq was defending deep, trying desperately to hold on to their hard-fought draw. But then, disaster struck, an absolute nightmare in the Iraqi defense. Defenders Zaid Tassin and goalkeeper Jalal Hassan had a massive breakdown in communication. They hesitated. They looked at each other, waiting for the other to clear the ball. And when you hesitate against Erling Haaland, you pay the ultimate price. Like a predator smelling blood, Haaland pounced on the loose ball and punished the mistake instantly. 2-1 for Norway. A crushing psychological blow for Iraq right before the halftime whistle blew. As the second half kicked off, the story completely changed. That late first half goal had broken Iraq's spirit, and Norway knew it. They clamped down on the game. Norway took total control, suffocating any hope Iraq had left of making another comeback. The Iraqi players ran their hearts out, but breaking through the solid Norwegian defense was like trying to punch a brick wall. Then came the 76th minute, the final nail in the coffin. Leo Østigård had just been brought onto the pitch as a substitute. He had been on the field for barely 4 minutes. Martin Ødegaard stepped up to take a corner kick. The delivery was measured to absolute perfection. Østigård leapt into the air and smashed a thumping header past the Iraqi keeper. 3-1. Norway was cruising, and the Iraqi resistance was officially broken. Frustration began to boil over for Iraq. In the 86th minute, Zaid Tassin received a yellow card, a clear sign of the immense physical and mental pressure his defense was under. But the true heartbreak, the absolute saddest moment of the match, happened deep into stoppage time. It was the 96th minute. The referee was just seconds away from blowing the final whistle. Norway launched one last quick attack. Iraq's hero, Aymen Hussein, the exact man who had scored their historic equalizer in the first half, sprinted all the way back to help his exhausted defense. In a desperate attempt to clear the ball, he stretched out his leg and accidentally sliced it straight into his own net. An own goal. The whistle blew immediately after. 4-1. The man who gave Iraq hope ended up sealing their tragic fate. Let's look at the cold, hard facts. Norway completely owned this game. They held 63% of the possession. They completed their passes with an incredible 90% accuracy. They took 12 shots, with 6 on target. Meanwhile, Iraq managed 11 shots, but only 1 actually tested the Norwegian keeper. But history was still made on both sides. Erling Haaland took home the Player of the Match award, marking his World Cup debut with a brilliant 2-goal performance. And on the Iraqi side, Zidane Iqbal wrote his name in history forever. He became the very first player of Pakistani descent to ever play in a FIFA World Cup. Norway now sits like kings at the top of Group I, while Iraq is left wondering what could have been if it wasn't for those fatal defensive errors. This match proved that in football, one tiny mistake is all it takes to turn a beautiful dream into a living nightmare. But speaking of unforgettable football nightmares and impossible situations, you have to see what happened when a legendary team completely collapsed on the biggest stage imaginable. Click the video on your screen right now to watch that incredible story. I promise you, it will leave you absolutely speechless.